What's up, fight fans? I'm J.Cotto, and welcome to J.Cotto's Fight Page. And today, I'll be bringing you your boxing news for today, November the 4th, 2016. And I tell you, there's a lot to say, and these fighters are crazy. And as we get closer to 2017, as MMA Boxing Talk had predicted, or should I say, had brought to my attention, as he was paying good attention, I had stated that boxing in 2017, well, boxing at the end of 2016, going into 2017, and mid-2017 was going to heat up, and they were going to give us good matches. So, let's get started with your boxing news. Now, Derek Chisora says he's like the herpes. He says, I pop back up once you think that you've gotten rid of me. And also, in their presser face-off, Dylan White, told Chisora that his breath stinks and that he needed to brush his teeth. Now, guys, I have to say, this match, and I had said it before, it's a colorful match. These guys have funny personalities. This fight here is going to be action-packed in the ring. Believe that. There's going to be a lot of animosity, which they already have displayed verbally. But physically, this match is going to be something else. But the antics and the things that are being said. I mean, it was to a point that I think Chisora had said, in an interview, he said something about, well, let me lower my pants. Let me unzip my pants and lower them so that way, you can suck my, and it's just getting to the point with these two that it's a colorful match, man. Keep your eyes open, heading into this fight, because these two are gonna have a lot of funny things to say, and I guarantee you that a lot of these fighters, the younger ones at least, are gonna be using what they say in their future pressers verbatim. Now, moving on, Danny Garcia has been training for his upcoming match against Sammy Vargas. And, he's been telling his haters, I'm making millions. Now, I already had made a video about, Danny Garcia and his claims to being the best welterweight right now. And I just have to say, all this numbers with making money and making millions, it has nothing to do, and I will repeat, it has nothing to do with anyone performing well in ring and being great by fighting. It's fine to make money because that's exactly what you need to live off of in this world, but that money you can't take with you in the ring. Not even the prize fighter from Vegas was able to actually brag and boast within the ring. There was certain picking and choosings that he's done. And Danny Garcia seems to be following the same formula. Now, I can't wait until he's tested, and he will be tested, because I think after this fight, it's been said that he'll be going up against Keith Thurman, WBA welterweight champion. And I don't see Danny Garcia being the best at 147. He may be one of the best, one of the top 10 right now, but yet that also needs to be seen as well, because he's only fought Robert the Ghost Guerrero, which I'm taking nothing away from Mr. Guerrero, but to have a Keith Thurman win under the notch would actually shift the meter as to him from cherry picking to becoming a great fighter. But I hope that fight is made. Now, this is a shame, see, because Demetrius Andrade versus Jack Kulke was never an official fight, and Andrade is facing once again no fight activity. Hashtag it's a shame. Demetrius Andrade is one of the best fighters out there right now, and it's a shame on how his promotional company is not pushing him They're not finding fights for this man, and this man will give a lot of people problems. I just don't understand though. I hope that Demetrius Andrade can sign with Top Rank or something, somebody that's actually gonna not shelve him. There's a lot of fighters that are going through this problem. Guillermo Rigondeaux, you know, amongst one of the names, and we need to see these great fighters, being pushed. Mikey Garcia as well. You know, we need to see these fighters that have skill and can actually set levels for these young fighters to set for themselves and bring the competitiveness back into the sport. It seems like there's an agenda going on where they're just holding these fighters back simply because they just want to just take the money with less fighting, and that's not fair to the fight fan. It's not fair to the fighter, especially, and it's not fair to the sport. Now, Freddie Roach answers Lomachenko's desire to fight Pacquiao and tells him that it's going to be at 140 or nothing. Agree. I went up 2 more pounds and said that this should be the epitome of a catchweight in 2017 if it does happen at 142 pounds. It would only make sense as Pacquiao would have to come down and Lomachenko would have to come up from 135. Now, 140 seems okay if Pacquiao can make it to 140. Also Freddie Roach wishes that Adrian Broner would have never turned down the fight. So do we. He wishes him the best and is shocked that he turned down the Pacquiao fight. Now, this is what happened with with Danny Garcia saying that, they offered him the fight has no type of credibility because Bob Arum had shot that down. But Adrian Broner was known, and he was very upset. And I mean, to be offered what $4 to $8 million would have been a great payday for Adrian Broner because actually, Adrian Broner has been lackluster, and for him to get 4 to 8 between the numbers of $4 to $8 million to fight Pacquiao would have been great for him. I guess he learned his lesson now, but let's just hope and pray that that fight or another fight as to maybe Terence Crawford and Adrian Broner would be made, or maybe at a 147 we can have Errol Spence Jr. and Adrian Broner. Let's see what happens. Pray to the boxing gods. Pray to the boxing gods. Abel Sanchez says Pacquiao deserves a Triple G fight at 154 pounds, but his speed will bring concern for Triple G, and I have to agree with that. But also Triple G's power will bring a lot of concern for Manny Pacquiao, but I think Manny Pacquiao is elite enough to show that pedigree that can hold up against Triple G. Nonito Donaire says he's ready for war this Saturday against Magdaleno, and I had stated before that if he loses, Donaire that is, then he should just hang it up. This should be his last hurrah. But if he wins convincingly, then it would actually show us that he still got it. There's a lot of stuff still in the basement, and maybe in the future we'll see a Rick Walters, depending how he survives Lomachenko, a Rick Walters rematch, or maybe getting there again with Guillermo Rigondeaux. That would be great. Pacquiao says he will personally invite the prize fighter from Vegas to the Vargas fight, and which is taking place tomorrow, Saturday night. Of course, everybody is going to be watching this fight, whether you stream it, whether you buy it. Just be there. You know what I mean? Be there. I have a feeling this fight is going to be action personified, and people are going to be talking about this fight. Now, it's a great thing that Pacquiao wants to invite Mayweather to the fight, but I doubt Mayweather will be going there. He probably will be watching at home, simply because of the selfish notions that the self-preservation that the prize fighter from Vegas has, and especially if Manny Pacquiao wins very, very convincingly, a star-studded match. I don't think that the prize fighter from Vegas is going to look at this as, oh, he was great like he used to before. because everybody knows, and it's out there, do the research, that the prize fighter from Vegas used to cheer on Manny Pacquiao, especially when he fought Morales and Barrera. Now, last but not least, crazy, 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 crazy statement. I mean, this statement right here is something that I like. I like these guys that are stepping up now, regardless their losses, because it's part of the game. You know, a loss is basically a learning experience. So Curtis Stevens says he has a bitch list. He says that Canelo, Lemieux, which I have to disagree with the Lemieux, but he says Canelo, Lemieux, Saunders, and Eubanks Jr. are on that list on the top, and I have to agree with most of it. It's a fact, okay? It's a major factor of what Curtis Stevens is saying here. You know, especially with the Saunders, you know, and the Eubanks and the Canelo thing going on, with all these guys flip-flopping and wanting to fight and then not wanting to fight and then trying to make, you know, all these demands and stuff. And Curtis Stevens is one hell of a competitor, and we have to give it to him. You know, I'm really feeling that. The same way Ward called out Adonis Stevenson, and said, "Is it okay if he can come on and play with the big boys?" Now, it's a good thing that Curtis Stevens has said this, and I hope everyone else, okay, I hope everyone else has this list and has these names on the list as well, because these guys are great fight. They're not great, but they're good fighters in their era right now. And because of this money thing, this is exactly what's tarnishing the sport. This is exactly what's tarnishing their careers. This is exactly what's making their gloves not worthy of watching, you know. And I just have to say, I agree with most of what Curtis Stevens says here. It's a good thing that a lot of fighters are seeing exactly what they're worth. And I think the fight fans need to back these guys up. Remember, Pacquiao Vargas tomorrow with Nonito Doné on the undercard. Top Rank Boxing. Thank you for joining my fight page. I'm J.Cotto. Thank you for joining. Enjoy the fights. And don't forget, tune into Bronx Corner 45. I just dropped episode 25. 26 is on the way. God bless. Stay vigilant. Peace.